Culture feature. Students showing their love for language in this year's Culturama.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC every day.
The Prime Minister making it clear that all unused land will return to the people of the Bahamas. Good Thursday evening, everyone. I'm Altaviz Munnings, and welcome to First at 6. Thanks for joining us tonight. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis outlining his government's new land unit during his contribution to the mid-year budget debate in the House of Assembly earlier this week. The land unit in the office of the Prime Minister ensures that government acquires private land to facilitate essential purposes like schools, police and fire stations, hospitals, clinics and public parks, among others. The unit, though, also facilitates the disposition of government-owned land. But according to Prime Minister Minnis, millions of dollars is owed to the land unit.
According to the records of the land unit, at the commencement of the 2017-18 fiscal period, it was estimated that an excess of $6.7 million was owed as a result of compulsory land acquisition for the purpose of road improvement for various corridors. The estimated figures were as a result of land acquired as far back as 2011. However, it should be noted that in an effort to ascertain a better scope of money owed for land acquisitions nationwide, a further investigation of all records is necessary given the myriad matters pending.
The Prime Minister further indicated that his government will begin a land audit on land owned by the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, the Crown, and the Ministry of Agriculture. He made it clear that land not used for a specified purpose will be returned to the Bahamian people.
There are some individuals, Mr. Speaker, who would have obtained the government Crown land in the amount of 500 acres, in excess of 1,000 acres. It is not right that Bahamians trying to own for 60 by 100 are unable to obtain just a piece of what they desire, yet individuals would have sitting on over 1,000 acres of government property. I put all those individuals on notice because the land will come back home to the people.
On to other news, first at 6, Minister of the Environment, the Honorable Ramal Ferreira, says outside of health and safety concerns, which arise at the New Providence landfill, the next big environmental issue which must be tackled is the Clifton site, where oil spills remain a problem. Minister Ferreira told ZNS News what remediation efforts are being taken.
The next big challenge that the country faces is the impacted site at Clifton Pier, which of course we are in the process of putting in a container wall with an oil remediation system that we can prevent the release of petroleum products into the ocean. There was an assessment done of the impacts to that site, and what they were able to determine is that there's a significant quantity of oil in the ground, or oil products in the ground, and the geology of that area is you can actually divide the geology of that area into two sections, east and west. So if you just, the eastern side of that area, there aren't as many caves as on the western side. So whatever product is on the western side moves through the cave system at a lot faster rate.
The Bahamas Department of Customs will undergo a 2-year training program facilitated by the World Customs Organization as the Bahamas prepares for ascension to the World Trade Organization. Secretary General of the World Customs Organization, Kunio Mukuria, and a delegation attended the launch this morning and said the organization will provide customs here in the Bahamas with technical training and the tools necessary to bring customs officers up to a global standard. He says the courses will improve the effectiveness and customs and improve functionality overall.
I know that the Bahamas customs officers are proud of their professionalism, and we can enhance that professionalism and also partnership with the business to improve business environment, which will, of course, in the end, assume the good revenue collection because if the business environment is good, there are more trade and investment coming. But at the same time, we have to deal with a darker side, that is illicit trade. And for that purpose, risk management is the key area. So next time we'll do more risk management.
Comptroller of Customs Janine Moss says in 2012, government entered a $16.5 million loan with the Inter-American Development Bank to improve the department's operational efficiency and assist with its ascension to the World Trade Organization. She says the launch of the customs training program is very significant for the organization.
Today marks the initiation of the training program that will integrate industry best practices and international standards. This is an important signal to the trading community that, one, the Customs Department is committed to the reform and modernization of customs operations, and two, the Customs Department is at full throttle with the implementation of the Trade Sector Support Program. We are now into program action phase, where the activities will have a real and quantifiable impact on customs.
The International Delegation of Bishops visits the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Find out more tonight on ZNS Network News.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Thanks for staying with us. The Bahamas rolled out the red carpet to a delegation of Pentecostal assemblies of the world as they hold their annual meeting here in the Bahamas this year. Crystal Darling reports.
The International Delegation of Bishops is hosting a week-long seminar at Transformation Ministries International under the theme Apostolic Explosion. The 60-plus ministers started their week with a visit to Governor General Dame Marguerite Pinling and later took part in a joint press conference with the Ministry of Tourism at Bahamas. Host Bishop Ellis Farrington extended a warm welcome to presiding Bishop Charles Ellis III.
Bishop, amen. You may be out of office, but remember, you got a home in the Bahamas. You got a home right here. Amen. For what you have done for this country, we will never forget you. Amen. All our elders and district elders, all just come to his hand. Amen. So I thank God for him.
Bishop Charles Ellis III thanked Bishop Farrington and shared a special message.
We cannot cookie cut our culture. We must be able
to allow people to express themselves in the Lord and to express their Christian practice as God leads them. We are apostolic unapologetically.
The International Delegation of Bishops will continue in its annual week of events here in the capital. I'm Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Crystal. Well, members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force continue to celebrate all month their 178th anniversary of service to this country. In a push to foster camaraderie, officers are hosting residents throughout various communities here in Providence to mini tattoos. Siaska Adderley attended the latest festivity in Centerville last night.
As part of its month-long celebrations, the police are holding various activities, and one of those activities is its mini tattoo. That brought them to the Masons Addition community Wednesday evening, and residents were in for a treat. Residents lined both sides of the barricade and filled the streets in anticipation of the police's softer side.
I heard the music. Very good.
So you're enjoying it? You give it 2 thumbs up?
Yes.
For the next few weeks, we're going to be going all through New Providence, putting on several other events, just to delight the crowd and to see and to demonstrate and to show them, their police to foster that camaraderie as we continue to celebrate 178 years of very active police, very active and of course very satisfactory police services for the people of Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
The talents of the Royal Bahamas Police Force was on full display, from the K9 unit to the traffic division and even the Royal Bahamas Police Force band.
Every performance in every different constituency is a different performance. You would see from the singers, you see different singers, you see different displays.
What is your favorite part of the performance? You know this performance in and out. What's the favorite part for you?
Well, I'm speaking from a musical aspect. I'm from the band, so the band always the best. We are world renowned, so anything other than the band is second class, but the band is the best.
We are very cultural people, and we have to show ourselves off. And this is what is happening this afternoon, and this is what brought me here. I have to be here, and I'm going to try to be everywhere. The police is, I'm going to try to be everywhere where we are doing something culturally, so that we will ensure that our young people get the message that there is some good in us in this country.
So if you're jealous at this point and you think you're missing out on all the fun, the police say not to worry as they plan to move throughout the various communities in New Providence, giving Bahamians a treat. Their next stop is Angliston. From Masons Addition, I'm Siaska Adderley for ZNS Network News.
Also making news first at 6, the art scene is often buzzing most weekends, and this weekend will be no different. In fact, one of the plays you can put on your must-see list is One Woman's Cry. Renelle Pierre is the writer, director, and producer of the play, and she has this preview that she gave us during rehearsal night at the Performing Arts Center on Shirley Street.
One Woman's Cry is a stage play about a married couple, a loving married couple who have everything made for them. They have what society may say is the perfect life. They have great jobs, a great home, and they're valuable contributors to society. And they've achieved every dream that they've had since they got married. But the one thing they wanted that they feel would make their family complete is having a child, and they haven't been able to do that. And so One Woman's Cry reflects their story, it reflects their emotional pain, their triumph, their joy of finding out that they're pregnant. Then we go through a bit of the sadness with her miscarrying.
Pierre confirmed that the play can be enjoyed all weekend, and she believes it's a story that needs to be told.
It took about 6 months actually to work on the production, from concept to actually rehearsing, well, casting and then rehearsing, and then finally coming to the point where we're ready to stage. I feel as though this story is relevant because no one really likes to talk about miscarriages. No one wants to really talk about stillborns or couples or even individuals having trouble conceiving. And it's a very sensitive issue, and I have gotten stories from persons, people have been coming up to me and saying, Renelle, this is my story, this is what happened to me, just in confidence. And I found that they are filled, a lot of them are experiencing shame or regret, or they feel as though they're incapable.
Now to news on culture. Students from 20 public and private schools across New Providence showed their love for language at Culturama 2018, held at the Holy Trinity Activity Center in Stapleton Gardens. Some students performed a French African dance, while languages from Spanish to Mandarin were highlighted. Former Education Officer Donella Davis says through poetry, song, and dance, students from primary and high schools displayed how they make use of language. She says the event has grown over the years.
When we first started, there was no curriculum officer, and foreign language teachers thought they would get together and form a group, Bahamas Modern Language Association. And we started out with teachers actually having a little event performing, and then it grew into students doing it, and then hence Culturama.
Davis says students have gained an appreciation for the event, but she would like to see more publicity for Culturama, and the public should also embrace languages more, she says.
Yes, although we keep talking about the importance of languages, I don't think the public knows enough or has become involved enough. Try to use the language. Persons who speak it, you can practice. We have a Spanish club actually that meets regularly once a month where they try to use the language.
Top roll-offs coming to a close. Jonathan Benson is up next with sports.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Yeah, child, I can ride this right on this rim. Y'all guess what? What? I ain't got no spare. Let me just get a jump from the hacker. Nah, this flat. Guess what, bruh? If you back around the corner of Wolf Road, there's a tire too. I go in there right now. Don't look at nosy, Shirley. Get a shut up in my head in the back there. Stop making nerds. Hey, sweet boy, give me one of them tires. And while you at it, check this bag.
Wolf Road now has tires too. Why not replace your tires on the weekend? Wolf Road is open 7 days a week, including holidays. Visit us today.
It's the magical moment you've waited for all your life. Wedding dreams begin Sunday, April 15th at the 30th Annual Bahamas Bridal Show for hundreds who will meet 40 wedding experts to help couples down the aisle. For tickets and information, visit buttonsformalwear.com or call 421-9783. For the perfect wedding day, it's the Bahamas Bridal Show, Malia Nassau Beach All-Inclusive Resort, Sunday, April 15th. You bring the romance. We'll bring the magic.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Cellular and Electronics is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. From the latest in cell phones and accessories like the iPhone 6s Plus to the Samsung S6 Edge, the latest in game consoles, games, and accessories. We also carry the best hoverboards, stereo sound systems, and much more. We also have certified technicians to fix all your electronic needs. Located in the Coconut Grove Plaza and the mall at Marathon. What are you waiting for? Come on down to CTI Cellular and Electronics today.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Bahamas Bowling Federation's World Cup roll-offs came to an end on Sunday at Mario's. It was 20 grueling games over 4 non-consecutive days.
We had a very good roll-off. Obviously, Lee Davis was victorious and Driscoll Roll victorious there, and so they will represent the Bahamas in the 2018 World Cup.
From the men's NIT last night, Dwight Colby and the 4th-seeded Western Kentucky Hilltoppers once again going on the road and taking down the 2nd-seeded Oklahoma State Cowboys 92-84 to advance to the semifinals at Madison Square Garden in New York. Colby finished 7 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 at the line, 16 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks in 33 minutes. Up next for the Hilltoppers in the Final Four will be Utah, who also went on the road last night and beat St. Mary's. That game will be played next Tuesday. On to some tennis news now. Kerry Cartwright really coming into her own. She won her first pro title a few weeks back in Greece. We recently had a chance to speak with Kerry's father, Sean, who is a former Davis Cup player for the Bahamas. He reflected back on her big win.
I know Mark and Roger have done something with the pro circuit, but I don't think that's the first female to ever win a title on the pro circuit. And in that tournament, in the doubles. I know she she upset the number 4 seed, the number 2 seed, and then beat the number 1 seed in the finals. And those girls who they beat in the finals, one of them was ranked like 244 and one was ranked about 246. So she's playing a very high level of tennis right now on the circuit.
The local sporting community continuing to mourn the passing of Paul Melbourne. Before his death, Melbourne had spoken with Bob Brown, who is the president of the Bahamas Powerlifting Federation. They were supposed to collaborate to put together a magazine, and Brown still has plans to do his part.
We would like to get with the president of the Bahamas Bodybuilding Federation, Mr. Joel Stubbs, along with the powerlifting and weightlifting team federation, to get together and try pursue this. We're supposed to be pursuing some things for the late Natasha Newbold, to have events in her honor. But that is still on the drawing board.
UB Fit is set to host a fundraiser on April 7th. It's all about promoting a healthier lifestyle.
The fun run, walk, skate, bike, whatever it is that you want to do. It's a 5 or a 10K. It's an awesome event, and I want to encourage everybody, especially the alumni of the University of the Bahamas, to come out and register, man. The university is the single best tertiary level education institution in the Bahamas, and so this focus on health, wellness, and fitness made by the university through the UB Fit movement is something that's awesome.
We found last year lots of people said, Candice, I've never done a 5K, I've never done a 10K, I've never walked this far. And so we wanted to get a way for the community to come together 12 weeks leading up to the race. We called it our UB Fit Road to Wellness. We had healthy cooking demos prepared by our culinary school, which have been excellent and well attended. Every Saturday we have what we call Saturday Sweat. So we've had exciting classes. We've had Zumba. We have salsa this coming Saturday. We've had mixed martial arts. We had an African dance class. Over 60 participants were out on our basketball court working out. We have a partnership with Weight Watchers and Elite Wellness Solutions. Just a way to get people to the community, to our campus, to move in a different way.
And that'll do it for sports. Stay tuned, checking weather still to come.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters, located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I'm on television. I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Present check. Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay?
Hey, this is Bodine, host of Fabulous Living, Bahamian Style. And there aren't very many things in life that give as much fulfillment and joy as traveling throughout the Bahamas. See, I've been traveling all over our archipelago, and I've seen some of the most iconic views known to mankind. I've tasted some of the most delicious foods in some of the most unique spots, and best of all, I've had a chance to connect with people from all corners of our nation. And it's not only me. It's me and the entire Fabulous Living Bahamian Style crew made up of photographers, filmmakers, bloggers, and so many more, just looking to tell the story of our Bahamas here on ZNS TV, YouTube, and Facebook. What I want you to do is just enjoy the journey with us, and we'll cover all the must-see, must-do things around the Bahamas, share some really good cooking, and experience some of the most gorgeous homes in the world, all right here, Bahamian style. I know you're going to enjoy this ride.
They're the future stars of track and field, each one a potential world champion. And they're representing you, your hope, your pride, your honor, repping your country. See and support the best of the Caribbean's junior athletes. Catch all the thrills of the Flow Carifta Games anywhere, anytime, any device. Live and exclusively on Flow Sports.
What I love most about working for the Bahamas Tonight is that we don't only focus on New Providence, we cover the entire Bahamas. We have a team here in the northern Bahamas that is ready to bring you the stories, the people, and the news that matter to you. From point A to Z, from covering hurricanes to elections and everything in between.
In news from the region, Prime Minister Gaston Brown led his Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party to a resounding win in the general elections in Antigua and Barbuda on Wednesday. After an often controversial campaign, the ABLP won 15 of the country's 17 parliamentary seats. Prime Minister Brown told supporters this morning that it was not time to gloat about the victory. Instead, he encouraged all parties to cooperate toward the betterment of Antigua and Barbuda and to forego the division of politics in order to reunite the nation following a swift but divisive campaign. Fly Jamaica Airways crew member Hugh Hall was nabbed with cocaine taped to his legs by U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers at the John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York last weekend in his attempt to transport illegal drugs into the United States. The Jamaican national had arrived at JFK from Montego Bay on March 17th and was later escorted to a private search room where CBP officers discovered the 4 packages, all of which contained cocaine. Now, the cocaine seized weighed about 9 pounds and had an approximate street value of $160,000. And media reports from Suriname indicate that the country is facing an education crisis as high school dropout numbers are on the rise. Now, against this backdrop, a group of concerned citizens and a wide spectrum of society are sponsoring over 1,000 students in Suriname to watch the blockbuster film Black Panther. The first group of 250 children saw the movie last week Saturday. About 1,000 students between the ages of 13 and 17 years old are expected to watch the movie in Suriname.
Time now for weather.
Well, in our first check at weather, we take a look at a live web shot outside the harbor, cruise ship parking out there. Got a few clouds outside us, on the outside really. And that will continue as a frontal boundary is pushed towards the south now in the southeast Bahamas, clearing skies behind that. Temperatures right now overnight, 66 was the overnight low, 75 right now outside our studios, passing clouds, winds out of the northwest. Humidity at 46%, your barometric pressure 30.13 inches, and that is steady. That's the first check on weather. More weather is still to come. Stay with us.
Thanks so much, Greg. That does it for First at 6. It's time now for a check on stories making news around the northern Bahamas.
Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the president of Oban Energies LLC continuing his efforts to clear up and diffuse any misconceptions and concerns surrounding the $5.5 billion oil refinery and storage facility planned for East Grand Bahama. This afternoon, the president met with executives of the Grand Bahama Christian Council in a closed meeting. Following that meeting, we spoke with the Christian Council president, and tonight he is expressing optimism. President of the Grand Bahama Christian Council, Reverend Dr. Robert Lockhart, along with members and executives of the council, meeting with the president of Oban Energies. Reverend Lockhart says that he believes it is a good thing that the president is reaching out to persons within the community to explain the project, as well as answer questions and concerns. Among the top concerns for the Christian body, the environment.
There was concerns about the true impact of jobs. And, you know, we had heard things in the media, and one of the things that was talked about was how many persons would the project actually employ. And it talked about the fact that the construction phase would probably take about 6 years. And during that phase, it would employ about 600 Bahamians directly. And post-construction, it would employ about 250 Bahamians. But it is believed from their projections that it'll impact probably indirectly probably create about 1,000 jobs on the island of Grand Bahama.
It was also revealed to the council that 80% of the workforce to be hired will be Bahamian and that training opportunities will be provided.
The other question that came up is training Bahamians in the process, and they promise us that there is a training process in place that begins at the beginning of the project, straight on. It'll be continued to train Bahamians to equip them to be qualified for the jobs as the need arises. So we were glad to see that. Also, we asked questions pertaining to Bahamians' participation in this project, and it was said that there is 100% Bahamian participation in leading the project and in seeing the project happen. So that was good to see that there are Bahamians involved in making this project happen.
Lockhart says that from the meeting, they also learned that the facility will be built some 3 miles from the nearest community and that careful steps are being taken to have the least negative long-term effect on the community and the environment. Following the meeting, Lockhart says that the council is feeling very optimistic about the project.
If they lived up to those promises, we feel that it would be something good for Grand Bahama at this juncture. But of course, you're still waiting on the environmental assessment. But from the meeting and what was said and the questions that were answered, we feel that so far, so good. And if we stay on that track, it should be all right in the long run.
The president of Oban, Satpal Dana, is expected to remain on island for another week, meeting with other organizations and residents. Now, Oban officials are refuting some media reports that claim that Satpal Dana is no longer with the company. Oban officials telling ZNS News today that the claims are untrue. Officials say Dana is on the ground in Grand Bahama, meeting with important stakeholders and remains committed to the project. According to reports, besides meeting with the executives of the Christian Council this afternoon, Dana also met with executives of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce today. Now tonight he is expected to head a meeting with residents of East Grand Bahama and local government. That meeting is set for 7 p.m. at St. Nicholas Anglican Church Hall in High Rock. The police force ensuring that its presence is felt in a critical area. The force is currently establishing a new police station to combat crime at one of the ports of entry in the Freeport area. Italia Hall reports.
You may remember this building as the old Regional Air Check-in Center. But recently construction has been ongoing because in a few weeks this will be a police station. Now we spoke with the Assistant Commissioner of Police Samuel Butler, and he says this building was actually donated to the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Yeah, we're excited about, again, good partnership with the Grand Bahama Airport Company and the police department. Recently, they've given us a building that we are collectively remodeling, and it will soon have the name the Royal Bahamas Police Force Airport Division.
But ACP Butler says assistance from the Grand Bahama Airport Company did not stop there.
But they've also supplied basically all of the development items needed to bring the building back to where it needs to be. And we're excited, and I think in a few weeks we should be in that building. And yeah, once we are there, then we are looking for even some greater things happening as it relates to policing, being able to get some of our innovative technology in that building to be able to enhance what we do in terms of our crime prevention and crime detection.
As it relates to other policing facilities, next on the drawing board is the opening of the new fire station on Cathedral Boulevard, which Butler says is basically complete.
Well on our way of getting the furniture there, and once that, then we've just wait on the upper authorities to give the word. But we're excited. That's well in hand, and I guess in a short few weeks we should have that open. We should have that populated with officers, and then obviously roll out some additional policing initiative to keep the fire services going. We also, during that building, will also be a smaller pool of police officers who will be able to serve that community there in better ways.
It's Halia Hall, ZNS Network News.
A quantity of dangerous drugs, a firearm, and ammunition taken off the streets of Grand Bahama. Police tell us that officers acting on information discovered a quantity of suspected marijuana in the areas of Midshipman Road and the Grand Bahama Sporting Complex overnight. Officers, also while in the area of Bishop Drive, observed a group of men who saw the officers and fled from the area. Police say officers made a check of the area and recovered a .357 revolver and 5 rounds of ammunition. No arrest was made and investigations are continuing. Condolences continue to pour in on the passing of former cabinet minister Teresa Moxie Ingram. Described as a woman of strength and courage, Moxie Ingram passed away on Monday. Tonight, leading women of the Free National Movement on Grand Bahama are reflecting on her contributions to the country. Teresa Moxie Ingram being remembered as a trailblazer in the F&M party and as a fighter for women throughout the country. President Emeritus of the Grand Bahama F&M Women's Council, Sandra Moore, says she is deeply saddened by the loss.
I give God thanks and praise for her life, and then for all her involvement in uplifting not just the Free National Movement, but women and persons everywhere throughout the Commonwealth of Bahamas. So it's my prayer that God will keep them in this time of their sadness and let them know that she's done her work, and we have to prove faithful, and with God's help, we will see her again in another part of God's vineyard.
Current President April Crothergow says that the country has lost an outstanding leader and teacher.
There was only one Teresa Moxie Ingram. She was not just strong in stature, but she had a great voice and a great ability of convincing you that we are fighting for one goal and one Bahamas. On behalf of all of our sisters and members of the F&M Grand Bahama Women's Association and all the wonderful women of the Bahamas who had the opportunity to meet this giant of a lady, we extend a heartfelt gratitude for Teresa Moxie Ingram.
Gow says that Ingram's greatest asset as a leader was her courage. Whether on a small scale or a large scale, Gow says that females throughout the country can learn great lessons from Ingram as a leader.
I know she said to us, as torchbearers and Women Association, as Bahamian female leaders, whatever decision you make sure you can sleep at night with it. It might not be the most popular decision, but make sure 80% of the people will benefit from the decision you have made. And that is so important. We can be, as women, everything. We can be mothers, we can be leaders, we can be teachers, we can be doctors, taxi cab drivers, and straw vendors. And we also can be politicians. And we should never, ever be too afraid to represent our community and our country. Teresa was strong in her belief. When she campaigned for the equality, she was ready to answer any question you had, whether you agreed with her or not.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Dolly Madison's store-wide Easter sale is this Wednesday and Thursday.
Wait, what you doing? I packing up my things. I tired of you promising me to paint this place, buy me a bedroom set and a front room set and a big screen TV. I tired of it.
And I tell you, waiting on Dolly Madison store-wide Easter sale.
But they're not coming then.
March 28 and 29.